sure you have one.
Kellen, you guys really couldn't have started any better. 15 plays, 75 yards, over 8 minutes. You could tell the game plan was that. Burn the clock, but also you got to score when you do that. Can you take us through the start and how good it was and then how it kind of got away from it after that?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of one of our big things and something that I talked about on Monday, just getting off to a good start. And, even though we didn't score, I felt like we were still moving the ball. Just couldn't do enough to, keep up with their offense and, felt like their offense was able to get a lot of good field position based off their returns. But, it doesn't really matter what they do. We got to be better on offense and, it doesn't matter how much they score. We got to score more. So we'll go back in the film room and, look at what we need to fix.
In front to Travis.
How are you feeling right now? It seemed there at the end of the game you were kind of hobbling, limping around. I know you ran the ball a lot more. Did that feel like it also took a little more toll on your body, getting hit a little bit more?
I'm feeling pretty good. Just one of the long runs that I had got dragged down a little weird and just fell on my left leg. But I feel pretty good. But obviously, more runs definitely do take a big toll on you.
On the right side, in the fedora, Sam.
Kellen, you guys didn't start a drive, I don't believe, beyond your own 25. I guess against a team with a defense like this, how challenging does that make it to get points?
I mean, it's very challenging, and for Alabama's defense, they pretty much make you work for everything, and so I thought we played really well. Just small detail things that I feel like we could have done better, and to help us be more consistent. So I didn't think we played bad at all on offense, but definitely some things that we can correct.
Back to TV row.
Kellen, if I can ask a couple of quick ones here real quick. You talked about how they make you work for everything. Do you find yourself in a situation where maybe you press a little bit because they make you be near perfect? I mean, in between the game, do you find yourself putting maybe extra pressure on yourself because of what they present defensively?
I don't think so, and some other teams might or some other players might, but coach just tries to make us focus on one play at a time and are just the basic fundamentals. So just trusting your eyes and reacting out on the field. So just because they're a disciplined defense, I don't think that made us press anymore. We just got to be a little bit more consistent.
And then when you look at these first 6 games, the fact that you've now played the number 1 team in the country 2 different times, if you can speak to how tough that is and how you assess, given that it's not, your normal schedule.
I mean, you kind of look back at the games we lost, the games we won, and we as a team, we definitely think that we could play with every team, but there's just small moments in the game, each game, where I feel like we could be a little bit better to get us over that hump to stay in the game and not play behind every single time. But it's going to be a whole collective unit, and Coach always says it starts in practice. So we get a new opportunity this week, and we're going to be ready to work on Monday.
To the left side to Justin.
Kellen, I know you talked about their offense being so good. With that, you guys had 4 3-and-outs on the day. Just how does that kind of give Bama
Saying our offense?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you have 3-and-outs are obviously what you don't want. So just how does that affect the game overall when you're going against a high-powered offense like Bama?
I mean, one of the biggest things is the defense. They get off the field, and then if we go 3-and-out, then they're right back on. So they really don't get a break, and especially against a really good offense like that. So I thought the defense did pretty well tonight and gave up a few big plays and probably some that we definitely want back on the defense. But, I mean, same thing on offense. So just as an offense and defense and special teams, we just got to do a better job of feeding off each other. If we do good, they continue that momentum. And so it's not always mix and matched.
Go to the right to Sam and then to Travis in front.
Understanding that this is not the results you want, do you feel like this team got better today, in your opinion?
I do think so, and I felt for one time in a while that we fought for the whole entire game, and that's something that we didn't really do prior to this. Clemson came off really sluggish in the first half, and then kind of picked it up in the second half. Same thing with Auburn, but just continuing to fight the entire game. But like I say, those small detail plays that can continue a drive, or for a defense getting the drive stopped and give the ball back to the offense. So just as a whole, we got to play a little bit more consistent. But I definitely feel like we're in the right direction.
Travis in front.
With how good Braden's been and the special teams have been in years past, was it take you for a little bit of surprise when y'all really aren't winning the field position battle in a game like this? Is that something y'all have maybe taken for granted or just assumed would happen every game?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we do win the field position battle, but it doesn't really matter. It's for the offense, where we get the ball, it doesn't matter where we get it. We have to go and score. So obviously we would like for it to be a lot better, but that's something that as an offense we can't control. And, it doesn't matter where we get it. We got to go put points on the board.
Go to TV row to Mike.
Kellen, you connected with Jalen on 2 touchdowns today. How much has your guys' just connection grown in the last few weeks now that he's kind of taken over as the full-time starter at tight end?
I mean, he's done a really good job, and you definitely seen his growth, and that's kind of one of the biggest things. And, for a guy to come in not even early in role and just to kind of pick up the offense as fast as he does, obviously he's not perfect, and, even in practice he messes up, but just his character to keep on continue to go, and, even when he gets shoot out, continue to go, and just kind of shows, to have these results, it definitely doesn't surprise me.
We'll wrap it up with Gabe here in front.
So as a veteran, as a quarterback, as a leader, how much do you put on yourself right now when you're sitting at 3-3 to make sure keep these guys rolling, because you're still in the SEC West, you got more challenges ahead?
I think that's my biggest thing, and obviously I didn't play perfect tonight, but we have a long way to go. But I like where we're at. Pretty much we're at this hump right now where once we get over it, I feel like we can beat the best teams in the country. Just it's so small details that I continue to talk about, and just that'll help us be more consistent in all 3 phases of the game. So, but like Coach says, it starts in practice. So we need another good week of practice.
All right. Thanks, Kellen.